Welcome back to Ben's Kitchen, where today I am making cinnamon rolls at the moment, but right now I'm also making, or starting to make, a chocolate bourbon pecan pie, which is my all-time favorite pie. I'm making it kind of for my dad for Christmas. And so the first step is to blind bake a crust, and so this is just a crust that I made that I froze and then thawed. And I'm going to cover this in aluminum foil, and then I'm going to fill it with this rice that I've used for a few years for this very purpose. And then I'm going to bake it for 20 minutes covered, and then like 10 minutes uncovered until it kind of gets golden around the edges. And that's the first step. All right, yay. And so now I filled it, and I'm going to bake it at 375. That's the oven temperature. I'm going to take off the beans, not the beans, the rice and the foil. And then I'm going to bake this for maybe 10 more minutes until it gets pale golden on the bottom. Yeah, I need both hands for this, so I won't show you. But yeah, that's all it is. So the crust is now out. As you can see, it's not perfect, but that's totally okay. I'm not a professional pastry chef or anything, so I'm okay with this. It looks pretty good, actually. And now I'm just going to let this cool, and while that's cooling, I'm going to make the filling, which is everything except the pecans. The pecans go on top. So to start the filling, here I have melted 6 tablespoons of butter and 2 ounces of bittersweet chocolate. So not semi-sweet, bittersweet. And on top of this chocolate in here, this will also get a kick from a little bit chocolatey, delicious pie. All right, next step will be to make the rest of the filling. So here's the rest of the filling, and in here there is a half a cup of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of cocoa powder, 2 tablespoons, which is an ounce of bourbon, 3/4 cup of dark brown corn syrup, and 4 eggs, and a half a teaspoon of kosher salt. And so this is all gonna get mixed up, and once this is all whisked together, I'm gonna add in the cooled chocolate and butter mixture. And that's it for the filling, except for the pecans. And normally, for the pecans here, I would get raw pecans and toast them myself. They're better that way. But they were all out of raw pecans at the store, so I just got my own roasted ones already, and I'll just use them as is. So here's that mixture all blended together without the chocolate in it. I mean, there's the cocoa powder, but not the chocolate butter. And so now I'm going to add in all of this, and I need 2 hands to get the rest of it out, and I'll whisk this together. And then that pie crust, par-baked pie crust with the filling. And so now I'm going to start arranging all of the pecans on top. Or you can try to arrange them all pretty. I'm going to try to do it pretty. Don't really know how it's going to turn out, so bear with me. So there it is, without it being baked yet. And so now I'm going to bake it for about 40 minutes at 350. I have it on the tray just to make it easier to maneuver. So here's the pie. Unfortunately, it cracked a little bit, and that's okay. Again, not a professional baker. But I think that's actually partly because of how I laid out the pecans. Because as you can see, I did a row pointing in, and then a row going around, and then another row pointing in, and then another row going around. So that's just kind of where it evenly broke. And this is still going to be fine. It's just set, so it's actually cooked perfectly, I think. I haven't eaten it yet, obviously. But yeah, so this will drop down, and I'll show you that later. But yeah, I am so excited to eat this. I am really, really excited. It's really rich. It's great with some whipped cream and ice cream. I highly recommend it. Yeah, thanks for watching. I'll show you when it's cooled off later. So here it is, all cooled, and as you can see, it is a little cracked, but that's okay, because it looks pretty still. And I'm sure it'll taste great. And so, yeah, that concludes this episode of Ben's Kitchen. I show you how to make my favorite pie, chocolate bourbon pecan pie. And so, yeah, I hope you make this. Please let me know if you do. You can put it in the comments of this video, or just tell me if you know me. I love it, so I hope you make it. All right, thanks for watching, and happy baking.